that coffee hitting?
I don't know. I feel like more alive, but I don't get like the jitters like of caffeine. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
so, well, I guess it's because the coffee place has the best, like the absolute best espresso slash, what's it called? Latte situation.
Isn't
And,
espresso?
but,
Isn't an
but
espresso
their
inside
drip,
of latte?
yes, I'm saying, so when I have their lattes, I am, like I did today, I am on one, but it sounds like their coffee is not
I
hitting.
think Kayse has the hack. If you really want the jitters, just take a pre-workout for your breakfast. You know what I'm
Before breakfast, you're
saying?
drinking pre-workout?
Mm.
Kayse, do we need to discuss something?
At
At 7 in the morning? Oh, yeah, the normal gym time.
Welcome back to the Journey Podcast.
Welcome back. I'm your co-host, Emma Jackson.
And I'm Jose. Honestly, Jackson, I like this new format a lot better. I think as we continue to evolve our podcast journey, we're getting to our groove. You know what
We're
I'm saying?
getting more comfortable in front of the camera. I will say we also take inspiration. I mean, Vanessa and Holland, Ask Your Work Wife team, we had them on the podcast a while ago. They've become friends, you know?
Honestly,
And
they're giving a lot of great advice.
yeah, they've been doing it for 2 years, and they know how to roll. They have such a good co-host dynamic, and we were like, okay, it's on. We got this. We can do it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. So, okay, I went to get a haircut yesterday, right?
I noticed. It looks fresh. And I'm the worst person. I'm like, I do not notice those things. I'll be like, oh, did you have like a dentist appointment yesterday? Something looks different. And you're like,
dead. How you correlate dentist?
I don't know, because I can tell something might be different, maybe, but I'm like, maybe it's a new shirt. And then you're like, I literally got a haircut.
No, yeah, definitely got a haircut. But I was at the barber shop and I was talking to the owner, right? You know me, I'm a talkative individual. And I noticed they use MindBody as their POS system and their reminders, right? So I got an email reminder. I said, MindBody. I'm like, oh, it's kind of interesting. You guys use MindBody. I got a client that uses MindBody too. And the owner's like, oh, what do you know about MindBody? And I was like, I know one of my clients use it, and I kind of like dabble into it a little bit, but I'm not an expert on MindBody. I'm a marketer. Then he's like, oh, I don't like marketers. And I'm like, tell me why you don't like marketing.
I feel like I get this a lot too.
Yeah, but it piqued my interest to a degree. I was like, yeah, tell me more why you don't like marketing. Like, what is it about marketing that really upsets you? And he went on this rant. But it was actually a justified rant, right? His business has been established since 2008, the barbershop, and he's been in business since 1999, right? So many years, right? And in the progress of building his multi-million-dollar empire of barbershop, because he owns multiple barbershops at this point, he found out that every time he wanted to do something like with SEO marketing, there was an expert. But then that expert charged him a nice chunk of money with no guarantees, no returns. And then they signed him into a 12-month contract. And then 6 months, 7 months into the contract, nothing was working with the SEO.
I feel like this happens all the time. All the time.
He had to pay to get out of that contract, right? That's strike number one.
Ew.
Yeah, strike number one. Strike number two, he's like, I'm going to switch it up. TikTok, social media is popping up. Let me find a media buyer. So he found a direct media buyer. But like we know, media buyers technically don't produce content. They help distribute the content.
Yeah, they place the media.
Media buyer hooked him up with a videographer to help him develop the videos. Overcharge him, right? For example, they charge him original price was like $15,000. Gave him a $10,000 discount for $5,000. Came out for like an iPhone quality crappy video.
Oh no!
I mean, not even like the good iPhones, like.
I feel like if you're going to discount it that much, okay, you're going to get a discount.
Flag.
Yeah, that's such a red flag. Okay,
right?
This should be an episode on marketing red flags because I feel like there are a lot of them. And why is it that like 70-80% of the people that walk in our door have some horror story about being overcharged, underdelivered, like completely lied to?
I can't comprehend. My brain cannot process. Like, we've been in business for 50 years, right? We don't screw people over this bad. Like, actually, we don't screw people over at all.
This bad.
But like,
just a little bit.
No, but the reality is we don't screw people over.
And as a result, people that my dad, we get messages, and what's cool is doing this podcast, has brought people out of the woodwork that I would never have known. I've gotten emails from people that are like, hey, by the way, your dad helped me start my business 30 years ago. And I'm so thankful for where I got to be. And now they're retired. There are people that my
Mhm.
dad helped like start their career and now they're retired. Or we have clients because their businesses have stood for this long that we did their websites because we were doing websites early. And I say we, it was obviously not me. I was in diapers. But like in the early 2000s, we have 2 clients right now
I
that are
wonder
still clients of ours.
I wonder if Melissa was back then in those days.
She was one of our earliest. She's like 2008. She's
Okay,
younger.
okay,
She's,
okay.
that's not a term. Our graphic designer. But we have multiple clients that we did their website in like 2002 to 2005. And they kept that website for like 20 years. And now they're coming back around like, we're ready for an upgrade. And that wouldn't
But
happen if they didn't have a good experience with
yeah,
us
so
in the
that's what I'm
first
trying to say is
place.
like it hurts me to my soul, right? For 2 factors, right? I'm a salesperson at the end of the day. I love selling, right? So when I'm talking to individuals or companies, right? Mostly individuals, that have a business like I want to say under 5 million, right? They have such a bad taste in their mouth about marketing because they've built their business to a certain degree, right? They've been boots on the ground. They've done Google reviews. They've done organic campaigns to really drive in the traffic in their business because they scale it up to $5 million,
And
right?
they've done their blood, sweat, and tears. They put it
Exactly.
in.
So every single dollar they spend is like, hey, this costs me something, right? It's like, why should I give it to you? What value are you gonna bring to me?
And a
And
lot of times, I don't know if you notice this, but because we have this happen all the time, is people will intentionally come in and speak fancy language and they'll make it seem like they're an expert, right?
Mhm.
I don't know how many times I've had clients say, I'm so glad you speak to us like we're normal humans and you bring stuff down. We just break it down into normal business, like normal people speak, because throwing a bunch of acronyms and fancy
Yo,
language.
yesterday,
Yeah, I knew you
yesterday,
were gonna say
yesterday,
this.
you're funny as hell. We were at an event yesterday.
Like a marketing
What was
event
it
with a
called?
bunch of, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's with a bunch of marketers.
Mhm.
And it was great actually. It was cool to meet other people in the space. However, there was a guy at our table and he was like, "Yeah, I do name some
CT Papasia.
yeah, it was like DCA blah blah blah." And I was like, "What?" And he said it again. And I was like, "I'm sorry. My brain doesn't acronym." I was like, "You're going to have to break that down for me." And I'm in the space, but I'm like, that makes like that kind of stuff. It's very exclusionary language. As for example, I can get really niche into the KPI. Like I can talk about your ROAS, your cost per click, your da 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 da. Like, I can go
Mhm.
in more in depth. And a business owner, it's like it's not their job to be in marketing. That's our job. So our job is to make it as accessible as possible to
It's
them.
communication at the end of the day. It says I feel like people don't understand how to properly communicate. One, expectations. Two, don't screw people over. Like you gonna feel me? Be honest, be transparent. Like because at the end of the day, it makes my job as a salesperson, if I'm a full salesperson, to like build trust and confidence, right? Two, you're shitty on my industry. You kind of feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's a lot harder to come in and try to pick up the pieces from a business owner that has been screwed over because their trust is at an all-time low. And usually, we've had several businesses this year that, they were spending $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, but because they got horrible communication, nothing back, they come to us and they're like, okay, we're just going to start with 3,000, And I get that. I do, but it
remember,
starts us at such of a lower level and it's like, but give us and so we play the long game. It's like we're here to build relationships with you and
yeah.
like actually foster that growth.
No, I feel you. I think that's interesting. I think at the end of the day, my biggest takeaway for this situation and moving forward, I just hope to God, Emma, that people actually start treating people like Miguel said this morning, right? Just be a nice human being. Take care of
Yeah.
people.
If you take care of people, it really does come back
Hmm.
around, even if that client is not the right fit for you. Because say you're transparent, right? And because we do have clients, businesses who come to us and they have unrealistic expectations or they're just not the right fit for us because we can bring a lot of qualified people to your door, but we can't get them to convert. That last, 10% is on you and your team. And sometimes there's not a good match. But I would so much rather be honest, share, okay, your team can do this, and da 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 da, and let them go back out into the world, right? Because chances are they're going to say, wow, thank goodness they were honest with us, they were transparent, and they're going to spread the word about us. They're going to tell their friends when their friends do need that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's my pain point I want to talk about today. It's just screwing people over is not a pleasant thing, especially in our industry.
Okay, so what are some of the things because I think some of it is unintentional. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like
How is it unintentional that you charge somebody
Oh no,
$10,000?
not that. That I think is totally
Okay.
intentional. But I think that some part, I don't know if you remember, but coming in as someone who's been involved with lots of different businesses, you helped me understand when I needed to take the marketing cap off and put the customer cap on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even intentional. I would just get so in my own world of being like, but the results, but the like, look at the clicks and look at the this.
Doesn't
And
matter.
why doesn't it matter?
Because it doesn't matter to the business owner. What at the end of the day, yes, for us, those things are great because we're hitting our KPIs. We make sure we're showing the visibility for the business. But at the end of the day, we have to identify with the consumer and what the consumer values. So the consumer values X, we value X, and we have to show that our results are driving to their value point.
And the honest truth, that was an ego check for me.
Mhm.
Because I care a lot about the work that I do, like a lot. And I remember you telling me, but Emma, do they care about that? You have to, your job is to serve them and do what, like to work. We're partnering with these other individuals, with these clients to grow their business. So you have to understand what's most important to them. And sometimes it's listening.
Yep.
Genuinely just listening. And
Yep.
sometimes it's revenue. Sometimes it's the support of having a team. But I've learned because of you, until you actually truly understand what your client needs from you, you could be doing the best job from a technical perspective and you're going to get dropped.
Yeah, facts. Side note, are you excited for next Tuesday?
What's next Tuesday?
Your interview at LinkedIn Live?
Ooh, I'm going to be a LinkedIn Live newbie. You did your first ever LinkedIn Live.
Yeah.
I'm impressed because you went first and you are basically totally new to LinkedIn and you just dove in.
And I'm a shy person. I talk less than you. At the event yesterday, like, this is Emma Jackson. Hi, Emma Jackson. I'm going to conquer the world. Oh, you do this? We do this. I'm like, hi, I'm Jose.
Well, the thing is, when I get nervous, I just speak more. And because
you speak with authority.
Well, it's all those years of speech and debate. Thank you, Steve Meadows, my coach and teacher from high school. But that's honestly what it is it's much harder for me. And I think the grass is always greener. It's actually so much harder for me to sit in silence and listen. But I learned that when I do that, it's to my advantage.
Yeah. Have you got your topic from Vanessa yet? What you're going to speak in your LinkedIn Live? Because mine was easy. Mine was like, you need to LinkedIn. How does it feel?
No,
What are
I
you
don't
looking
have.
for?
Knowing her, she's not gonna give me a topic. She's just gonna go in, and we're just gonna have to go for it. So yeah, it's Vanessa of the Ask Your Work Wife team. Vanessa Older. She's amazing. If you do not follow them on LinkedIn, they're always popping off, and they're making LinkedIn fun.
Yeah, even
and
Holland.
Cool.
Yeah, Holland. She's posting a lot of good informational content.
Oh yeah, their main demographic is like women in mid career or early career,
but they don't discriminate. Males are welcome.
No, but like that, the advice they give is so freaking stellar for making the most out of your career. Whether you're trying to start up a side gig, to eventually go into something, or whether you're trying to maximize corporate America to get the most. It's actually fascinating content, and they make it really accessible. And so Vanessa hosts a LinkedIn Live every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday.
Yeah, and so I'm going to be the interviewee next week. So I'm nervous. I'm excited.
Yep.
Yeah.
Depending which one goes out first, I want to see if there's any way we can kind of like link it to this video so people can go check you out.
Ooh, yeah. So actually
I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know LinkedIn like that.
Yeah. What we'll do is in either this I think it'll have aired by the time we publish this episode. So we'll put it in the description below and you'll be able to check it out, which you guys should, because it's always going to be, they're dropping major truth bombs and such great stuff about business and work and all of that.
Well, we got to get out of here because we got to take this girl to the airport. If you guys like the new style of content like this, more relaxed, more chill, more honest conversation as what's going on in our daily lives, let us know in the comments below, or we can go back to the traditional educational format.
All right. See you guys next time.
Talk to you.
Bye.
Let's get out of here and get out.